On you guys, this is your girl. I am Courtney Michelle, and I am dropping some breaking news for you guys. And it's of course about Fresh and Fit. They had a emergency meeting, and in that meeting they said that it might be over for them. These two guys have been clouded with a lot of controversy, from the things they've said to the internet beefs to the people that they've platformed. It looks as if YouTube has had enough. Let me show you guys a clip of the emergency meeting while Myron talks about exactly what happened and why this might be the end of Fresh and Fit on YouTube.
It sucks, guys. It really does suck. Fortunately, we made some moves, etc. And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Juicy.
Yeah. And Fresh always said this. Enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made moves on the side, knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it
Juicy.
Right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep.
Juicy.
The beginning of the end of this era.
So we are in trolling chat. So
yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically we're gonna figure out what's going on, because we don't even really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and work together and figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason.
So for those that don't know, when YouTube demonetizes you, that pretty much means that you're not getting a dime from YouTube for the content.
Juicy.
And to be honest with you, I am not surprised. When you bring life to someone that's been banned off YouTube, such as a Nick Fuentes, and you give them your platform, it's going to be ramifications of that. I know that they're going to Rumble, where they can freely wear clan mask and invert this and monkey that. So what do you guys think? Is this the end of Fresh and Fit? Will they be able to come back? Do you even care? Or is this censorship gone too far? Anyways, appreciate you guys.
Juicy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles. This your host, proud lame, certified. Let me not go there. The socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul, has entered the motherfucking building once again. Now, initially, I wanted to do an episode when it relates to some view that Myron Gaines here, the self-proclaimed pseudo-alpha guru cornballs, Myron Gaines here that you see up in this little screen there, as well as Fresh Prince Wix employee CEO Walter Weeks. Okay, I was initially gonna try and review a comment that one of the Super Chat members actually posted up a while ago up on the podcast, but this information is actually way juicier right now for to me to discuss. Juicy. So we have some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, and it's due to the fact that Fresh and Fit, as well as their aligning and affiliate channels, Fresh and Fit Clips, and possibly Fed Reacts. I don't know if Fresh Prince CEO is actually affiliated with those clips as well. I know Fresh has his own channel. I don't know if they're of the same accounts. Who knows? And Fed Reacts, who knows? But more than likely, they may be affected. We don't see. But definitely, Fresh and Fit and Fresh and Fit Clips are now demonetized for the indefinite future and possibly permanently. They're no longer part of the YouTube partnership program after what's been going on for a number of years with that podcast and with that gang, mainly with Myron, Fresh, and Chris, and some of the other folks in between. Okay? Juicy! And even the other guests in between. Having all these crazy outbursts, having all these crazy outtakes, literally acting an ass in public, while they bring like some groups of women and some form of women, or some types of women that are literally of like many people or many men would even perceive as like low value or like low class, however it may be. They're not really of good moral standing. A lot of them, even with like higher education, a lot of them, they're bringing these girls on just to literally fuel their narrative and literally acting ass, just like modern day Jerry Springer. And I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Courtney Michelle here, in which for the introductory clip, I actually had to give her some courtesy based on the news that she first broke out. So I truly thank her deeply in regards to that. And we are going to thoroughly break down each and every detail of these dudes literally pouting and crying and moaning. You know what I mean? Just like it's like a fucking opera movie. Okay? You know? Get the whining dogs up in the house. Get the barking dogs up in the house. Because this motherfucker literally is about to be juicy. You feel juicy? Let's roll.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. We got a very important announcement for you guys. Let's get into the show.
Let's go.
And I want to ask, those cars that you see up in that little video up there, are they actually owned or actually rented? That's what I want to know. Like, if they claim they're making all this money, and especially they depped out the Wix account and everything, and now that they got demonetized by YouTube, when they make it like a lot of money. I know they got like Rumble, they got like the monetization from Rumble and Twitter and all that other stuff that came by. But YouTube is real huge. You know what I mean? You want to question like how they're able to actually really try to build their wealth and all the knowledge that they have and what they back on what they've done. Not to try to be disrespectful, not to try to be stereotypical in any way, you know, especially if it was like the same, if it was like a white person or even like an Hispanic person that really try to pull up all these crazy cars, I would clearly ask him the same thing. What's his background? What does he do? How long has he been up in the field? Don't look down, just keep your head up. Open up the limit. At the point of no return. Reach the top, but still you gotta learn how to keep it. It's so weird, double the stakes. Right wide open like a bat out of hell. You scratch the gate.
All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh and Fit Podcast, man. As you guys know, we had a show scheduled earlier with Psych Hacks, but we had to cancel because we got some really, sucky news.
Crazy news.
Yeah, crazy news, real talk.
Yeah.
Right now, we're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. And guys, I mean,
is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man. I mean, when I heard that, I was shocked because I mean, we love you too, man.
Yeah.
And how could you be? You know, how can you be this shocked while you're literally running around acting an ass on your podcast, literally for like the last couple of years, ever since your inception in late 2020? If I'm not mistaken, around September 2020 during the COVID pandemic, that's when you guys started. That's when things really went extremely berserk and way more controversial. Okay, I see this coming, and I could bank my money on the fact that YouTube actually warned these guys various times based on what they've done within the community guideline strikes, copyright issues, and all these other things. They've been warned many times. And you're seeing literally mainstream articles, mainstream media, as well as high-level mainstream news articles that are literally deeming podcasts like yours misogynistic. And YouTube does not want to even deal with that label, or does not want to deal with that image and reputation of that. It was Kevin Samuels mainly talks about protect your image at all costs. And Fresh and Fit mainly failed to do that.
We love streaming.
Yeah.
And now you're shocked? Huh? You really that shocked?
And at this point, I feel like our whole lives are revolved around streaming, and like
he who humbles himself. I know this is coming from partly coming from scripture. I'll try to actually look into the scripture they have basically about. He who humbles himself as best as possible will more than likely be exalted, or actually will guarantee to be exalted when he or she least expected. Whereas conversely, he or she who exalts himself way too much, i.e. be extremely arrogant, be way too cocky, be overbearing, be extremely flamboyant, however it may be, will be unexpectedly humbled when he or she least expects it.
yeah, adding value to people online. It's just like it won't be the same, bro.
Yeah.
What we heard.
In 2020, guys, as you guys know,
Yeah.
I was working for the government, right? I was a special agent of Homeland Security. He worked for, fuck it, Wix, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
Right?
Wix.com, yeah.
And, he was a tech support. I was arresting bad guys, etc. We started this podcast. We did our first episode on October 26th, 2020. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, Chris was there. The apartment was all empty and shit. And, and we had our first podcast. If you guys go back and watch it, like the thing was all zooming in and out and everything else like that. And it was all messed up.
It was like we're at a house club.
Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah. It was literally, yeah. But we got it figured out. We got the lighting fixed and, we continued to improve. Fresh landed some really good guests early on and continues to get us a great guest. And
we made hours of content in the streets. TikTok, Patreon.
Yeah.
Many nights, 3 a.m, 4 a.m. Chris was there too.
Yeah,
while working jobs. And then I'll never forget, I get an email November 14th. Internal Affairs. Hey, we need you to come in for an interview. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Right. And I'm working at the government. I'm sitting at my desk, writing up a report, and I see this email. Yeah. And this is 2020 November. And I, I go, I let my supervisor know, hey, I got to go up to, the Internal Affairs office, right? Because it's not at the same building as us. And, I go over there and they take my phone. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? And then, and then they're like, they didn't want to tell me, but they're like, hey, we're part of an internal investigation. Next day I meet up with the special agent in charge, and they tell me, hey, it has to do with your YouTube. And right there it clicked. I was like, wait, hold on. Okay. They probably think that I'm recording videos on my phone. Like that's what it is, which it was a fucking iPhone 6 or 7. It was a piece of shit. And what ended up happening is I had to make a really tough decision that month. I remember going back and forth, trying to negotiate, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And, they're like, no, you have to pick one. You have to either, you're going to be a YouTuber or you can be a special agent of Homeland, but you're not going to do both.
Actually, I defer. What they really saw is not really about the YouTube channel per se. It's more so about the content that they've been posting up over the first couple of months when they started the podcast. And Homeland Security does not want to get themselves involved in that type of ordeal with that type of image that Myron, Fresh, Chris, and the rest of the guests are mainly presenting, especially when, they're calling women bimbos, bitches, the whole 9 yards. Doing the high level crazy stuff, really trying to coerce women into sex and all this other crazy stuff. It's just beyond insane. And Homeland Security wanted no part of that, which is understandably so, because it could literally be a dent up in their reputation, which is already controversy shady ever since the beginning of time. But we'll leave that for another day.
And I had to make that decision. I remember you were there.
Yeah.
We had Andrew here. And I was like, well, we got people working for us now. There's people that depend on us. You had to pretty much quit your gig. So I was like, all right, I'm going to resign. And
now, assuming that stuff like this diminishes, and let's say, God forbid, Fresh and Fit have all their channels literally stripped down, and Rumble takes them out, and YouTube takes them out, all these other social media channels literally terminate their channels from literally being on their platform. It's going to be really hard for Myron Gaines as he get a job back up in law enforcement now, as well as Fish as he's trying to get back up in this new gig based on what they had did in the internet over a period of time.
Then December 5th, turned in all my stuff, and yeah, I walked away from the U.S. government. It was a good, six-figure job.
Over $100,000 in equipment that you built to set up your podcast, and now you're trying to risk it all away based on your childish nonsense.
It was stable. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You guys know on my Fed Reacts, you guys see how I talk when I'm talking on that channel, and yeah, and I haven't. I tell you guys that story to tell you that I haven't felt like that since today.
Woo!
And it sucks, guys. It really does suck.
Damn.
Fortunately, we made some moves, etc. And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Yeah. And
we know that going
Fresh
into it.
always said this, enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made moves on the side knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, we the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight.
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
So we are.
Juicy. And you wonder why. Around the time that I recorded a podcast in Anchor, basically telling, basically in my personal opinion, actually seeing that the day may come that Fresh and Fit may not last for 5 to 10 years doing what they're doing. And you're seeing some of the fruits at least start to reap right now. And although I truly hate what really happened to them, I don't feel bad at all based on what they've been doing over this time. Now let's continue.
Trolling chat, so
yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically we're gonna figure out what's going on because we don't even really know all the details.
Huh? But yet YouTube warned you on copyright strikes, with the DMCA strikes y'all towns, and y'all got rejected on. YouTube let you know on that. YouTube lets you know on certain community guidelines that barred you literally for a week. Of course they let you know. They warned your ass. And don't even act like you don't know now. Okay? Don't act like you don't know now, Myron. Alright? Because you've been knowing this stuff really over the past few years. You should have known better.
We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and work together.
Ain't no middle ground with YouTube. YouTube does not care. YouTube has terminated various channels that have millions upon millions of subscribers, around 1, 2, 3 million views, just like that. Just because they violated community guidelines, and yes, they made YouTube a good amount of money, but when the image is actually wrecked, and when they feel the image is really being threatened and their reputation is being threatened, they will not hesitate to drop your ass on a dime. Okay? Because all they care about is their business, their survival, and their money at the end of the day based on how they run their system. Okay? I know this because I got here with a community guidelines warning trying to upload a fight on the Montgomery Ball like some weeks ago. And because they're literally funny style like that, but yet they'll allow high-level mainstream news media outlets to post the actual full fight of the Montgomery Pier Riverfront Brawl, really up on there, seeing how hypocritical YouTube is. But yet they really are concerned more with their money at the end of the day and how they run things based on a certain mentality that they have. And don't get me started when it comes to certain races really trying to preach certain truths about this whole company as well, but we're going to talk about it for another time. Probably not on this platform, but we'll see.
Figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason.
Misogyny.
But we don't in any form or fashion,
Chris,
hate YouTube or want to go at them. We're just saying, you know what? We wish we knew the reason why, but we
Y'all should have been warned. Y'all been warned a while ago, and probably should have sensed that this could be coming for you. You should have known that.
respect, for them to like, use the platform and keeping us here for a while. And like,
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But,
And the thing is that you guys know, right, on this pod, we push the edge, right? We push the envelope. We're not going to lie about that. Like, we give you guys the real deal when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to
Money, girls.
But the thing is, though, with your system, I understand that you want to dig into uncomfortable topics and everything that a lot of people are actually afraid to push. But when pushing on those issues, when you're pushing through all these given data sets that you're dealing with, and even though you got like a bunch of sets that you literally have that's actually have like some statistics that are literally set in stone that's literally of the final end results, you want to try and discuss these types of findings in a very smooth way and delicate way to the point where there's minimal triggering so that everyone can understand, women of all fronts can fully understand what you're trying to go by. And it's best to express these things in a very discreet as well as articulate decorum with minimal swearing involved, minimal, profanity involved and all that stuff, so that the women hopefully can try to get it, and if they don't get it, that's on them, and if they don't want to listen, that's their loss. Let their ass be, let them run however they want to run, let them do the whole buy dog, die alone shit however they want to be. You don't need to call them bitches, you don't need to call them bimbos, whatever names you got up in the book. Just treat the woman like your own mother. Treat the other dudes really like your own father, with highest level of decorum when dealing with these type of controversial statistics like this. And to further up with certain stats that y'all like to do, and also with the whole getting in shape thing, like, have you created like a specific tailored program for each individual client that you work with, or are you trying to do things from like a micro perspective? From like what I've been hearing from like all these other streets and like former people that actually work there, y'all be discussing things from like a micro perspective, but not from a macro perspective. When you have to tailor like each specific individualized workout plan for each client. You never discuss that, okay? And the women, you don't even have that much experience dealing with women. All y'all dealing with is like like notch counts with like low quality women and like a lack of communication and like a lack of game up in that field as well, based on all the other professional PUAs that are really up in the space, really calling your asses out.
dating. Improving yourself, etc. And unfortunately, to be able to give people real advice that they can take in real life and apply to the real world, you have to have uncomfortable conversations,
right,
about
and you have to discuss these uncomfortable conversations very smoothly and discreetly, okay? Very discreetly, because there are going to be certain people that are going to be very triggered if you utilize the wrong way, if you communicate in a wrong fashion, that they're going to literally explode, okay? You have to be very calm, you have to be very smooth, and you have to be very respectful. Now they start acting an ass and actually being very profane. Yes, match the same energy. But you still have to be very respectful based on giving your own personal opinion and be very discreet at the same time. And when you discuss those statistics, right? Yes, you can discuss the end results, but also discuss the how and the why it came to be, and discuss how many people partook in that survey. Okay? You are dealing with a dude who has a very deep knowledge of engineering and mathematics, who received his bachelor's in civil engineering in 2013, who received his master's in applied mathematics and statistics in 2018, and was also a PhD candidate in mathematics for a year and a half, in which in prior of the latter cases with the master's and the PhD, he had to be dealing with a shit ton of proofs, okay? And literally had to be going through constant proving of various proofs just to make sure like the theory is literally verified, right? We're basically taught in applied mathematics and statistics courses that we had to prove certain theorems, as well as prove certain narratives and prove certain statistics and model certain statistics with baseline theories at best to try to verify their findings, see how stuff is proven in various ways, you know what I mean, to try and verify like those facts and how they came about. So those final statistics could be misleading if you try to force that narrative, but you have to look into the how and you have to look into the why they came to be, so that the general public can better understand those motives as well as the narrative that you're literally trying to present. And also understand everyone is very, very complicated from individual to individual to individual. Okay? And some people may just feel your red pill content, and it could be like successful marriages up there. And there are some people that actually just like don't even believe in no red pill nonsense, whatever pill they have, and they still have successful marriages literally up to this day, up in the United States of America, as well as being a passport bro abroad. Okay? I've witnessed these things happen. Okay? I've seen it happen within my family. I've been to various places around the world where I've visited like various women up in orgy houses. Okay? Every individual is literally complex to the T. Now, let me go continue before I start going off and doing all this crazy ranting.
Topics in uncomfortable times. Guys, it's about to be an election year. You know what I mean? We're talking about certain points, and we've brought up certain points that might not be.
But what does election year have to actually do with money, cars, and game? Juicy! Right? What does election year have to do with getting women and making money? Maybe like getting some tax cuts, I can understand it to an extent, but what does it have to do with getting in shape and getting women? That's what I want to know.
Politically correct, right? That might not necessarily align with everyone's viewpoints.
And everyone is different. If they don't want to align with your viewpoints and they don't want to actually be with dudes like you, that's their right. That's fine. Leave their ass alone and let their ass be. And go focus on the people that actually go want to feel your message and want to get you based off of that. How about that, Myron?
Right. And we've worked really hard to bring people on that have different viewpoints, right? Some of them very controversial.
But yet you force a narrative towards them and try and dictate, like saying you're right all the time and dictating your need to be right, but you're not even actually trying to agree with your opinion and everything. And if you try to disagree with your opinion and actually try to rile them up and they're thinking, oh, stop disrespecting me, stop talking, stop this and that, and doing you noble fucking Frank Castle over the place, you know, it's not a civil conversation that you have at all. It's a narrative that you're trying to force.
Some of them that may or may not be politically correct. And that's unfortunately the risk that you take when you make the kind of content that we do.
Even other platforms, look at Rumble. They're taking a huge beating on the stock market.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up.
Despite having...
Rumble is going to be fine. They're going to be doing all right. Actually, Rumble actually won a lawsuit against Google antitrust system, actually winning it up in the New York State, if I'm not mistaken. And if I could try to look into the Rumble stock market performance and see what they have, stock price, I know they down like around 702. They're a little bit off with the previous close. 5 days, I know they were up by like 8.5 or something. Literally over the week, they dropped for a while. A month, they had the little growth that they have up here and probably stock down. 6 months, they had the little curves of peaks and valleys, and year to date doing this up, building up, going all the way up, and then actually speaking down all the way out, which is known for like any stock up in the stock market that actually came about when it comes to anticipation of the market and based on what they do. Now, if I go down to Google or Alphabet, with Alphabet stocks, with how YouTube runs things, Alphabet stock, I know, if I'm not mistaken, they're a little bit like level-headed in how they usually do things if they have like a surge in growth. So Rumble still have their little work to do and they're still building up because they are basically a infant platform that they're looking to build. Okay, and Google is the parent company. Alphabet is actually the parent company of YouTube. So let's roll.
The best years for revenue and for views and everything.
Right.
And
so this comes at a cost no matter who you are. Company, individual.
And before I even go further, subscribe to my Rumble as well, ladies and gentlemen, because I will be this review right here with ego plus hubris plus equals to now equals arrogance. The diminishing of fresh and fit is going to be in 2 parts. Part 1 is going to be on YouTube and Rumble, while as fresh and fit shift on to continue a little podcast up on Rumble, we are going to dig into part 2 exclusively on Rumble. Y'all be on the lookout for that as well.
Yep.
And a lot of you guys want to be aspiring RP creators as well, and I respect that. But just know, at a certain level, it will cost you a price you got to pay. And I think,
which is why you have to be as professionally astute and as professionally articulate as possible, so that your ass don't get jammed. There's nothing wrong with discussing uncomfortable topics, which is fine, but make sure you actually communicate thoroughly and smoothly and discreetly in a way where there's minimal triggering involved, as I stated before, and you may not have these issues that Fresh and Fit are currently having.
I understand this, and we were saying, you know what? At some point, we're gonna have to deal with this price, and today's the day.
Yeah. And
You ain't holding yourself fully accountable. Y'all motherfuckers ain't holding yourself fully accountable. For real.
my thing is, guys, more than ever, real talk, more than ever, I know a lot of you guys send me messages, and trust me, I look at them. I really do look at them. And as a matter of fact, I save them too, because I sent some of them to Fresh today.
Yeah.
When you guys send me your DMs and say, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you send me a picture of your credit score. Yo.
Okay, anyone can actually give you advice on how to up your credit score. You got people up in freaking Chase Bank and fucking Wells Fargo and, Citizens Bank and Bank of America, TD Bank, literally trying to advise you on how to up your credit score. You got fucking professional litigation attorneys telling you how to advise your credit score. I have an uncle who's the president of a financial company that deals with nuclear weapons for the government, for the U.S. government, that will tell you how to up your credit score and how to save and invest in stocks and how to save and hedge your money. I have another uncle right now that's good friends with my dad, okay, that taught me how to actually save and invest in real estate, okay? Anyone that's actually well versed in finance and economics and in some cases mathematics and how they handle their money, any one of those dudes that's actually involved up in that space, especially when you're doing like being a qualitative research analyst that's doing like high level advanced mathematics when it comes to finances, they will tell you this, and I will guarantee you that. Up your credit score, pay off your credit card debt, and even a certified financial planner will tell you this shit. Okay? They'll literally tell you the same stuff that Myron's basically telling you.
My girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right?
God. Juicy! Oh, God! You're basically telling your girl how to actually literally cook. Well, it should be like a basic adult function for both men and women on how to cook just in order to survive. Now, I get it. If you teach her in full detail on how to cook, if she has enough time to do it, that's fine. If she's like willing to be like a stay-at-home wife or girlfriend, you handle your business and you plan all the finances together, and she fully trusts you and is fully attracted to you on what you do, and you give her like a thorough, concise detail on how you run your stuff and how you expect her stuff to be, you don't have to worry about telling her anything. She'll be doing all that stuff without you even telling you stuff that's there. And if she does cook for you unbeknownst to your knowledge, appreciate her all the stuff that you do, so you don't have to worry about doing any takeout or whatever it is. You can appreciate her home cooked meals based on what the stuff that is brought, as long as you clean your mess behind you and you clean up all the stuff that she done did, so that she don't have to be worrying about doing all the cleaning and getting herself exhausted, because cooking is no joke. It really is. But, the cooking and cleaning and all that stuff, then like, first of all, you're going to have, like, I know it's 1950, even though we're not going to fully go back to 1950 when it comes to inflation and everything, but, hey, man, I got a woman that cooks for me. I got a woman that makes sandwiches for me every day. Yo, juicy. These dudes are wilding.
That really means a lot to us.
God dang.
We've helped a lot of you guys from killing yourselves, from injuring yourself. From
any common sense dude will literally tell you that has a professional will literally tell you not to do all these things. Especially someone like me that deals with anxiety and depression, living with autism spectrum disorder, more specifically Asperger's syndrome, high functioning autism. I can tell you this. I've been around special ed for a number of years with my classmates and close friends that didn't really fully advance the way that I have, and they still are struggling and literally get by to do things independently. Okay, they still need adult help of literally getting around just to get by in life, just to get by in society. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still friends with these people today. Some of them haven't even communicated well. They're like limited to like 1-2 word statements. And I'm still close friends with them to this day. Okay? God, you know, it's so crazy, man. That you come by and give out crazy advice statements from like a micro perspective based on like dudes that literally try to chime in and don't even know what the fuck to do with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like some common sense stuff that you literally tried to build. You know? That didn't even do their thorough research, you know? But at least when you come by to the Nerd Chronicles, me telling you this, and if this is your first time coming by, welcome. I truly appreciate you guys coming. At least y'all know. You know what I'm saying? At least y'all know, basically, through a practical sense, yes, you can do all the theories that, you know, Myron and Fresh are mainly preaching. But you also have to be practical as well. You know what I'm saying? You also have to be very, 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 very practical based on what you're doing. Now let's continue.
A really bad decision or doing something that you can't necessarily take back. What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us on Rumble, because that's the last bastion of free speech at this point.
Yeah.
Rumble.com/freshofit, guys. Like, you need to go on there right now, follow the channel, subscribe. It's $5.
Yeah, they desperate, man. They desperate. I'm telling y'all, Fresh and Fit are very desperate to try and keep their sources alive and to keep their shit going based on the way they acting and all that stuff. And you know, I tell y'all, the way that they do things on Rumble, the way they really acting an ass and acting like a fucking modern day minstrel show is literally beyond me. Having like Nick Fuentes on while, you know, he's hardcore alt-right and all of the other stuff that came by, and it's beyond disgusting. I tell y'all, they be able to literally act their true nature just like what you see up in the minstrel show. But hey,
month, because if you guys want us to keep making this content, that's what it's going to be. And we've worked really hard to like try to like
keep it free
as long as possible, man.
On YouTube,
like
accessible.
You guys know this. Like,
yeah.
We don't sit here and pitch courses to y'all every month. We're not always, you know, trying to take money from y'all. When you guys super chat, it's just it's you guys showing support to the show.
Man, I tell y'all, dang courses are making a killing on these damn businesses, even if they legitimate. Juicy!
It engages the show, and we, like, for real, if we've impacted your life and we've saved it, we need you guys to save us now.
I got to call a name, too, from the very beginning. Black Lemur. He saw the show, appreciated the show, and he donated a big amount for cameras. I think most cameras are here named after him because he donated a lot of money for support and appreciation. And we don't ask for much, guys. We just ask for your support. And right now, it needs to be on Rumble. That's where we're going to be, and they have our back. At this point,
we don't know what could happen with YouTube.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's really out of our hands. And yeah, I mean, we're going to work with them. Right? We're going to be diplomatic and, you know, do what we got to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for y'all to get the content that y'all want
from us,
the way that it needs to be said, we're gonna have to do everything on Rumble. We'll still be posting on YouTube, right, to a degree, right, completely free as usual. But guys, it's expensive to run this. I mean, I really hate to even have this conversation with y'all, but we have a staff of like 20 people.
Being
100% transparent with y'all.
We make it look easy, guys, but like we have people that work for us that legit have a need and depend on us.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for this current platform right now, they wouldn't eat. Neither their kids. So it's kind of like,
especially Mo.
Well, that nigga been eating for a while. But the point is that like right now, guys, like we're being genuine here and telling you, look, listen, we need your help. And if ever before you appreciate the content, you gain value from getting your credit score up, getting a girlfriend or wife, or even getting money from Money Mondays, guys, like we need the help today.
Yeah,
on Rumble.
We really do. We really do, because, and I hate to even say this, man, because it's like we prided ourselves on like, yo, we're just gonna show up every week. We're gonna give y'all 6 shows completely free. You don't have to send in a super chat if you don't want to. Just watch the content. Will be cool. But I don't know what it is.
And we've made investments ourselves as well, real estate as well as other businesses. So we are on some level stable.
Yeah.
But to keep this running,
To keep this
high
running
quality,
at this level, yeah.
the guests and what we spend to even get people out here, it's a lot. And people that work for us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The reason why, guys, we're able to continue updating equipment, right? Like, I know y'all made jokes about the internet, whatever. We get stuff fixed quick like that because we made investments into the equipment. Guys, I have backup microphones. I have backup mixers. I have backup equipment that is really expensive, right? But I had that there for the show. Like, y'all see me, I wear the same clothes. You guys make fun of me. Myron, you wear the same stuff. You got no drip, blah, blah, blah. I do it because I'm like, yo, the only thing that matters is the pod. Like, I don't care about me looking good and being flashy and all that stuff. And Fresh was like, nah, I don't care about it either. Like, he gave up all his cars pretty much, watches, all that stuff, because we're like, bro, we need to be all in with the podcast. We need to invest in the podcast. And we invested more in recruiting, getting Chris the resources he needs, because we have like a whole operation with like getting girls on the show. Guys, it's extremely difficult. How many people have you seen try to do what we do with bringing girls on and absolutely fail and quit? We've been doing it consistently for 3 years.
Y'all said kept Allende. You know what I'm saying? You would have to smooth things along and all that stuff, but because you're not being fully transparent, you want to try and get girls on just in trying to boost your clout, revenue, boost their clout stuff and everything, and they're gonna get their money too. It's a game with them, but unfortunately, the people that actually suffer the most are gonna be the viewers. That's really gonna suffer the most with all this crazy nonsense that they mainly put out there. Okay, trying to give you all this good game, give you like all fat material that they actually mainly put out, while you see like a bunch of people literally in the podcast literally act a ass. And not only that, Myron doesn't even fully give out all the full context of what he mainly talks about towards all women, and he mainly dominates the content by any means necessary to try to push a narrative down, and that's what I do not like with this podcast one bit.
Guys, and that eats up so much money, so much time, so much resources. But we said, you know what? We're going to continue to invest in it because you guys want the content. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep giving you guys what you guys wanted from the beginning.
And especially with our reputation, guys, it is not easy getting guests for the show or girls, just so you know.
Yeah.
It looks easy because we do it every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's not easy for Chris, for us. So understand your support.
That's why Chris is so fat right now and alcoholic. I mean, if I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all, like if I'm going to be all the way, like a big reason why we don't like shit on Chris so much, even though we should, right? For his drinking and shit. Like, bro, he has a stressful ass job.
Yeah.
Like, he really has a stressful ass job. All these other channels are trying to do what Chris is doing.
Yeah.
And they can't do it.
They can't.
And the only reason we're able to do it is because
they really can't, because they already know the system and what it's really played. And they got like a bunch of youngins really trying to push the same old nonsense that Fresh Fit has, and they know it's a fucking copycat Fresh and Fit, and that's why they ain't last. You know, certain lifestyle, they had to pivot from that. They actually brought in guests in the show, and they still doing well. They're actually still doing decent for themselves. You know, there's no issue with doing them literally in between. I can't fault them for that literally whatsoever. And I know saying the same, doing like the same stuff, but that stuff literally bombed, and oh man, it's literally a hot mess. All these crazy ass podcasts saying the same old nonsense every dang week with like a new cast literally trying to watch the whole dang show with no other authentic experience they can literally focus on, literally try to build, that they could try to focus on in the long run with like making like literally quality material. And a lot of the stuff that they may post out ain't really quality, it's mainly quantity, and nearly die out.
we invest in it. We believe in Chris. Chris has a whole team underneath him.
Shit. I mean, we did a show on Wednesday to show appreciation for Chris.
Yeah.
Because all the work he puts in.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, feel sorry for us, but it's like for us to run the show at this level, right, where we are competing with some of the top podcasts in the world that are heavily funded, have sponsors, etc. We don't have sponsors like that, guys.
That's why you're not the number one podcast in the world, because you don't have sponsors to back you up. You don't have any other professional ratings rating you as literally the top podcast in the world. If you claim you're the top podcast in the world that you post up on YouTube and Rumble, where are your sources? You know, who's rating you? You know, or is New York Times rating you? Is Apple rating you? Okay. Is NPR rating you? Right? Is Fox News, CNN rating you? Okay. Is MSNBC, Comcast, have they rated you? GQ, have they rated you? Men's Health, have they rated you? Okay. Have they rated you literally being a legitimate podcast? Have Forbes rated you as the number one podcast in the world? That's something that you also have to look into, Myron. That's something that you also have to look into, Fresh. Because that number one podcast in the world is literally horse shit. Unless you have literally sources literally backing you up. And you have credible sources literally posting your posting me about profile to see where they at. So that we can try and go dig into their opinion on why you guys are legit. And so far, there's no force literally trying to back you up. Or no sponsors that literally trying to back you up based on what you're saying. And now you're in this current shithole that you're literally putting in right now. I can see through your nonsense. I know. Okay? I don't look into the whole thing face value. You go peel into the how and peel into the why.
Because look at the content that we make. We're bringing on really controversial guests, talking about really controversial topics. Guys, we had a debate on a certain topic that I won't even go into that other people would never touch.
Yeah.
Who else is doing that? Giving you guys consistent value, etc. And when I stand on this, when I truly say we have saved more lives and saved more men's and impacted more men's lives.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You deceived some of them. They actually take those things really full of the heart. Take all the stuff that you applied through heart. You know, the scrambled eggs on command. You know what I'm saying? You take all these things to heart. I'm saying men have like a lot more smarts than women, like on a collective scale, but yet you hadn't really dug deep into like the individualized realms and dug more research that actually came out from a neutral perspective. You know you're gonna have problems. You know you're gonna have people literally coming for your ass. Okay? And you literally follow all this stuff that Myron gives you to the T. More than likely, there could be some possible serious criminal charges that's gonna be like up a line for you at the helm, with some possible years in state prison that you could be facing if you're not careful.
Any other podcast on any platform.
And it shows.
I can concretely say that thanks to you guys.
And it shows wherever we go. Pressure Fit, you guys saved my life. You changed my entire life.
We may have some people's lives, but it is impactful.
I'm happy because I was so depressed. This is like, wherever we go, Dubai.
Young and naive. Not know how to communicate properly. And they come by here seeking help and guidance. You know what I'm saying? But they don't give you like the thorough depths of what can happen in the social world.
UK, even here in Miami.
Romania.
Wherever we go, man.
People.
I was in Jamaica, bro, for an event. People came up to me.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man. So, like, again, this is kind of what it is. Like I said before, we pride ourselves on like not charging out, and we're still not going to tell you guys like, oh yeah, you have to blah blah blah. But if you can, right, subscribe on Rumble, guys. It's $5, man.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Actually, Chris,
locals is $20.
Can show you guys as well.
Yeah, we'll show you how to do it. We'll show screen.
But to show even more, we're going to be moving the studio to a bigger, better location as well with your support.
I wasn't even going to tell y'all that. I was going to surprise you guys. But yeah, guys, we man, we're gonna be all the way transparent.
Yeah. See, okay, someone already joined already. Sam
right?
World Z47. So is that so you need to open up the Fresh and Fit Rumble account and then go to subscribe at the very bottom right. So the chat has to be open and the live chat as well.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna say it, guys. We're getting attacked on all angles. I've been like
juicy.
Whether it's the press writing articles on us, videos getting taken down that other channels are not getting taken down and it's the same exact content or whatever it may be, Rumble getting hit, right, for free speech, video, like just get strikes, whatever it may be. Guys, it's gotten to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
Woo! Juicy. Anyone know why? Numerous Frank castles over the past 2 years. Okay. A bunch of unnecessary arguing. A bunch of like uncooperative women literally acting an ass all over the hallway. Literally filming in your apartment, Myron. Okay? Even you got all these sound blasters, you literally come and record it. You couldn't even actually get the money to get like some office space or like get like an empty warehouse for you guys to film. Right there, you want to try and save all your stuff and put all your filming up in your personal abode where you live, where people can easily find you, where the apartments where you're at is very decently affordable For any middle class person that literally works around the South Florida area, more specifically Miami, to literally have, and much of the people living in Miami, much of the women in Miami don't act like those women that you see up on camera. I guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? You come by and rev these women up and try and like generate another Frank Castle moment for millions and probably upon billions of views, and try and make sure you're successful, try and get like some more racks up by your account, up by your company. And even the people, and even like fucking company or property owners are pissed by your behind. You know, security pissed by your behind. Front desk down bottom pissed at your behind. And even the neighbors are pissed at you. Based on what you're doing. Doing all these late night streams. With women acting ass, literally kicking them out. While you got neighbors next door literally trying to sleep. And trying to make it for their freaking 9-to-5 job. Trying to get ready, trying to prepare themselves. And get like some enough sleep for their 9-to-5 job. Literally the next morning. Okay? While they dealing with your fucking nonsense. That right there. Okay? Your actions, you know what I'm saying? How you acting as, how you bastardize the Punisher, okay, is why you are in the position that you are in. You went fresh, Myron.
I didn't want to fucking have to say that shit. I really didn't want to have to admit that. I wanted to just...
And I saw this shit coming years ago. Hey, and look what manifested. Hey, you know what I mean?
Move the studio. Surprise you guys. Yo,
Yeah.
New studio. It's lit, right? But, dude, there is a matrix, man. Like, I mean.
Yeah, because you made yourself fucking vulnerable to the Matrix. That's why. When you get yourself too fucking bold and too arrogant based on what you do, you acting ass in public where a lot of people can see, of course you're going to be vulnerable to the Matrix. And I'm going by their argument that they ain't getting hit by the Matrix and all that nonsense, man. Like, this is just some... I get it, they got like corrupt systems and corrupt elements and everything, I get it. But you can't be fucking making yourself vulnerable! This is why your ass is in a can right now. You being too arrogant. You know, you and your crew, you literally acting an ass the way you do over the past 2 years got you to this point. And can you blame anybody else? All you gotta do is blame the mates for not blaming fucking selves and not trying to look in the fucking mirror and see what's going on with you. They're not fully accountable, y'all. Like, ladies and gentlemen, more specifically, gentlemen, Myron, Fresh, and Chris ain't really fully holding themselves fully accountable for what they've done. And I guarantee you that.
Talked about this with Andrew at length. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message, dude.
Even Rumble's under attack too,
Bro,
from everybody.
Yeah, they're trying to
Nobody's
shut
safe.
Rumble down.
I think at some point there was free speech where it was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Say what you got to say. We won't crucify you. But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
And and I've already put...
Actually, you guys still have freedom of speech, but also understand, like, the companies that you actually deal with, that you actually put your your videos on, your content on that platform, they are under freedom of speech as well. And if they feel that your stuff, it could be extremely offensive to a little brand and image that they have, they are within their rights, their free rights, to take those videos off and possibly terminate your channel if they know it could threaten their image, which is within their right to do. That's their right. And I understand every streaming platform is mainly different, but they have the freedom of speech to do whatever they want to do too. Remember that. Alright? Believe that. Do all this whole unprecedented attack and all this other crazy nonsense that y'all have. They got freedom of speech too. Remember that.
I've already put a considerable amount of my money into this new studio for you guys. I already put it in. I'm like all in. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm never gonna say, well, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right?
Since November 2022, Rumble is blocked in France after the Flukes comply with The country's demand for the site to remove Russian state media accounts. And you wonder why Rumble is not as high as YouTube. That's crazy. That is crazy. My God, man, that is cray. That is crazy, man. All right, let's continue.
That was great, but saving you guys is better.
How so? Yo, they wildin'. Juicy. Ooh. Golly. Oh God, this gonna be good, y'all. This is some fucking juicy shit. This is some juicy shit. You know what I mean? This juicy. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go.
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro. Because people are like,
juicy. Now, on a serious note, although I don't support them being literally fully taken down the platform by that way, but again, it's their right. I don't feel bad for them whatsoever. You know what I mean? I don't feel bad one bit.
this, you know. We did this today, honestly. It's tough.
I don't feel
We
bad.
gave up so much
Don't feel bad.
give you guys value. So
Now you lost a very highly valuable stream parameter that you could have had. But y'all gonna be fine in Rumble. Y'all gonna be doing your thing. You ain't going nowhere. Y'all gonna be alright.
yep.
Woo! Y'all gonna
Current status.
wind to the career. Let's go skip a couple parts while they start having a little crying session and moaning.
guys, because at the end of the day, you guys have been with us from the beginning, from the start. The merch gang, the chat, the mods.
You gonna have the little whining and dining and going berserk. We're not gonna go through all the stuff that's there, and Myron being super emotional and trying to get his stuff crying out. Big Mo literally have his stuff
Goodness.
ordeal and speaking.
When you say El Chris, Elmo, El Myron,
getting his tears wiped off, getting a little
Guys,
depressed.
I mean, yeah, we're human, and it just sucks when something that you worked so hard to build up, they're just. And here's the thing: it's not about the money, man.
yeah,
It really isn't about the money, man. I could walk away from all this and be okay.
today.
What bothers me is if we're not able to be on YouTube, we might not be able to reach someone who really needs us.
It's your problem. And it's your problem. Again, it comes down to your communication and how you communicate with people. Okay? That's what got you in the dang position that you're in now. And a lot of people actually going by your ass by making yourself that vulnerable and making yourself that arrogant. And look at where your ass at now.
If you guys saw the amount of messages I get where they say I was gonna end it tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I saw your video,
The question is, who else is gonna do it?
Look, they got plenty of people that are literally doing like a bunch of self-help channels literally right now. They're actually trying to give guidance to men today that have like a lot more of a bigger following than Fresh and Fit on YouTube right now. And they're not doing any crazy controversial stunts. And even the late Kevin Samuels, may God rest his soul, you know, he's not doing the crazy controversial antics that Fresh and Fit are currently doing. And he cut them off the moment that they stuff literally got themselves exposed when it comes to Auburn Preach beef. Auburn Preach actually being very decent, actually being very humble, and actually trying to get certain men up in the right path. You got Bruce Rivers, who's a licensed, board certified, licensed defense attorney in the state of Minnesota, literally giving like some men giving some men the business and guidance on how to literally try to live your life and serve your purpose. Grown man business, getting men literally on the right track as well. Uncle Phil from the Philip Scott Show, literally getting black men on the right track also. Tariq Nasheed, also giving black men the right track also whenever they get down, giving their luck and giving their issues. They're the people that you can focus on. O'Shea Jackson, okay, he giving men the work. He giving real men the whole ordeals. I could go on and say Bobby Rio. I could say Monty Ken Reese. I could say freaking Courtney Michelle as well. I can also say there's like another YouTuber that they have that's actually giving like men the business also as well. I believe it's let me try to look up the YouTuber's name if I'm not mistaken. I believe her name is one moment. Rudier is definitely another one, even though he's not really popping right now. Definitely Chantel's another one I can actually also give. Courtney Ryan, yes. Courtney Ryan, even though she's very young and youthful, at least she has some practical stuff and she's actually caring based on those experiences. Even though she has a long way to go, but she could definitely be of good use. Corey Rain could also help. Possibly in my personal opinion, who knows? But there are literally so many self-help men's gurus out there and male Dane coaches up in the space that don't act the way that Fresh and Fit is acting.
Who? So, guys, you can find us on Rumble, man. The link is in the chat. It's right there on the screen as well.
Yo, these motherfuckers
If you really support us, we got just one thing. It's to go to Rumble, Fresh and Fit, go to live chat, and click subscribe.
Yeah, and
The show goes on!
it goes on.
Yeah.
But
This is
now,
They're gonna need a
but it matters. But for how long is what the question is now.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going. We're absolutely gonna keep going, guys. But like I said before, for us to run it at a certain level, to take care of all the people below, right, that help us out, etc. It's for that, man, because we want to keep running this thing for y'all. This isn't about the money. If I got to take a pay cut, I will gladly do that. I will gladly take a pay cut. That's fine. I don't give a shit about that. I want to be able to continue to run the show at the same level that we run the show.
If you think about it, we are.
Yeah, we are.
But we're still gonna do it.
Yeah,
For you
we're
guys.
still gonna do it.
Yeah.
Facts. We're still gonna do it.
So,
Real quick, I think we'll probably have some Rumble rants or whatever.
Yeah, just give me a second.
but yeah, all our channels are like, demonetized. Every one of us. So Fed Reacts.
Yep.
Woo! And I was right. See, Fresh and Fit Clips, Fresh Prince CEO, and Fed Reacts are all demonetized by YouTube because they're within those same emails that Myron and Fresh mainly have. Goodbye, kaput, good night. I was right. Boom.
And CEO.
Yep.
Clip channel.
Yep.
More clips. They're all gone, guys. Basically. Off
Yeah.
the,
But they're still there.
but
We're gonna figure out how we're gonna post on those for y'all because we still don't even know how we're gonna do it.
yeah. If we can, at least. 'cause
Yeah, if we can.
We don't know right now.
But we're definitely what we're gonna do is we're definitely gonna be on Rumble, so y'all will be able to find us there. As far as Fed Reacts, I'll probably still do it for y'all. You know what I mean? I'll still give you guys the case breakdowns free. But we'll figure something out. But anyway, where we at here?
Yep. There we go.
And then, guys, don't forget
We
to
need
as well.
y'all. We need y'all to subscribe, bro.
And also, yeah.
join the locals. Like real talk, if you guys truly rock with us, if we've impacted your life, we've saved you, we've helped you out to some degree, subscribe on Rumble. I don't know if they showed y'all how to do it while I was gone.
Yeah.
Again, sand out my eye. But yeah. What was that?
Also, guys, man, don't forget, if you want to support Myron Gaines, get
Yeah.
the book.
Get the book. I forgot about
Why Women Deserve More. It's a great book. You should read it.
And you wonder why they got fucking demonetized from YouTube? You wonder why? One of these reasons right here. Oh, man. A lot of misinformation up in these streets, man. They still not fully holding themselves accountable.
And if you want to support me as well, man, join the CEO
God.
network, man, because that's going to be our always as well. Our commitments, our value adds as well, in between everything else. So get the book, CEO network. We'll see you guys in there as well. As well as Rumble.
But yeah, we need you guys to join on locals, man, on a Rumble, like for us to keep this going. Real talk, man. ATM Stop G goes, because Fresh and Fit platform, Ryan Dawson and Nick Fuentes at 50% of Twitter agree and speak about okay, yeah, man, we're still on YouTube, bro.
There we go.
You know what, we should probably read these Rumble rants on Rumble.
Yeah.
Guys, come on over to Rumble right now. Come on over to Rumble and we will read the rants and give y'all the sauce over there, man. If you're on YouTube, guys, like the video.
And we do have an after hours.
And we do have an after hours. We're still going to give you an after hours, bro.
Yeah.
We got y'all, man.
Yep.
So come on over.
Come on over.
And come on over to Rumble.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the first half of the screen here. Let's go knock this out that we have. I know, goddamn, it's literally over an hour that's literally been done. I never even thought we needed to be this long. But, to try to bring this up, and one of the things that I've learned while digging into this space, and when you jump in, and I could tell you this literally from personal experience, you don't even know that you're actually soaking all the stuff up in there. You have no idea that you got yourself literally soaked up until you got like some oh shit moment literally coming at you. You be literally spewing some of the talking points and giving some ideas down, literally just soaking it up like a sponge when you least expect it, thinking that they well experienced and all that stuff until you see contradictions that are about these guys that are literally like highly controversial, and how they move really just comes to show that a lot of people aren't really claiming what they think they are. And that's something that I will never forget, especially with the situation that came by with me and my sister, where I was discussing a situation with Kevin Samuels one time, and I was feeling like some sort of opinion saying, hey, it's our fault that we're not being leading, we're not disciplining them well. And Monique, my sister, took that as heavily insulting and literally went off and went berserk, which was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And since then, I'm thinking to myself, like, God dang, what the heck did I just do wrong? How the heck do I have to communicate a bit better? Especially when it comes to difficult talking points that Fresh and Fit mainly put out, that Kevin Samuels mainly put out, and even other people that come by as well up in the space when it comes to these types of ordeals. Even like some stuff that Andrew Tate mainly puts out as well that could be extremely controversial and extremely delusional, right? That can literally come by and literally try to debunk it literally to a T when you're trying to dig into the research that comes by when it comes to these types of findings. And it took me a while. It took me a while to literally figure these things out, and I have like a lot more figuring out to do. I'm not the perfect one in the book. I'm not all the way there as I claim to have. I know these doofuses, they're not going to hold themselves fully accountable for what they've done, but I think for me to actually hold myself fully accountable on the mistakes that I've made is to try to share to y'all on the mistakes on what not to do or not to try to follow my path, and to be extremely very careful and practice thorough discernment on what you're listening to, and dig into the statistics and dig into the data and researches and all these articles that they claim that they have up in there, and take a moment to read them whenever you have enough time to see whether or not what they're saying is either valid or delusional. Okay? That's all I have to literally try to say on this one. When it comes to this whole ordeal, I know I went on longer than I should, way longer than I expected when it comes to this whole ordeal, which is actually very, 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 very deep. And I know I still have a lot of work to literally do on my end on how to mainly communicate these types of ordeals in a more so discreet, fluent, and efficient way based on my end. And I will say this, these bozos here, these bozos are literally illegitimate. They do not have hardcore real world experience of dealing with women like that or dealing with fitnesses like that, even though they're actually extremely wealthy, doing all the stuff that they're actually doing. They are not fully experienced and well versed in this type of content, in this type of realm that they're in. And I can actually tell you this from a statistician. I can literally, when you try to peel the layers on who these guys are, when you peel the layers and all these rhetoric that actually mainly say and what they do, even though you try to prove them and try to counteract what they saying, like how the stuff is done and how many people partook in those surveys, they'll still continue to pound and pound and pound and pound and pound because, again, they want to force a narrative. All right? I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Expect part 2 to come by exclusively on Rumble, which is going to be a while. And I will make comparisons on YouTube and Rumble and how they actually handle business when it comes to each of their platforms. And with that, Christian Paul from the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Juicy. Juicy!